So here they're showing us a little bit of the opening cutscene that we already saw. And see somebody looking out the window there. I guess that's, you know, I've never really read into that, but I think that is mute. I've never really paid attention before. I guess since the book is on his bed, yeah, that must be mute. I don't really pay attention to these cutscenes a lot. And now we see the city of St. Ivalis, whatever, turned into a wasteland with monsters, turned into wilderness. And the people here are going to be turned into other races, such as, you know, Viera, Numao, Banga. And, not all the worlds are going to look so desert-ish as you see right now. There are, you know, there are forests and such too, but then Doned disappears. You are suddenly levitated, and the world is changed around you. Now this is where the game actually really starts. You're thrown into this new world. And you wake up in the middle of nowhere. Did you really not see him coming? I mean, honestly. Ooh, don't call him a lizard. Bad idea. What did you say? I mean, really, giving a lizard long S's. Wait, very original. Oh, great. Now you pissed him off. Thankfully, a random stuffed animal has come to help you. I mean, Moogle, not a stuffed animal. Probably don't want to go calling races things that they aren't, because look at how well that's worked out for you so far. Never understood this character here, Mont Blanc. He just kind of comes in out of nowhere and decides to help you for no real reason, other than you look like a noob. I mean, I guess maybe he's just really nice, but it always seemed to, again, just kind of randomly thrown in there. Anyway. And then he calls you out because the Banga are very prideful. They like to fight, you know? And here's the first real battle of the game, and it's still kind of a tutorial, but he's engaging you. Well, I hope the reception's nice. Dahaha, wedding joke. Anyway, so here's a fight. I noticed they tend to target Mont Blanc in this fight, and I guess it's smart. At this level, he's way stronger than you are, just because of the fact that he's a mage. Yes, Marsh, engage means fight. So stupid. Right, okay, yeah, this is the knighted figure you see over there that's the judge. And the judge is there to enforce laws. And laws are it's something that's forbidden and also something that's recommended during a whole fight. So, for instance, Mont Blanc said that items are forbidden in this fight. So that means if one of your characters that you control were to use an item, the judge would come over and either give them a yellow card or a red card, very much like soccer. If they're given a yellow card, it's a warning, and if I remember correctly, it reduces their stats or something. And you can go to the prison to later on in the game. You can go to the prison and pay them off. And red cards will have them immediately removed from the battle, and they will be imprisoned. So you definitely want to make sure you're paying attention to the you're paying attention to the laws of the day, because they can really screw you over. Now, as you see there, I chose to attack that manga from behind because the hit percentage was was a lot greater than if I were to hit it from the front. And the enemy will utilize this tactic a lot as well. Just now, that one attacked Mont Blanc from behind. Now, if you notice, the little thing outlined behind Mont Blanc is green. Green behind a portrait like that will indicate that the character is an ally, but you do not get to control them, otherwise known as a guest in the battle. Unfortunately, a lot of times, especially in story missions, guests will be required, and they will actually reduce the number of units you can put out and control. But sometimes they're very powerful too, so it's hard to say whether or not they're more of a hassle than a help. And then as far as enemy and ally that you can control go, if a character is on your team, the outline will be blue, and if it is an enemy, the outline will be red. And what they just went over now was judge points. Every time you KO a unit or you perform the action that is recommended, such as like if fight was the recommended action, you would get a judge point every time that you fought somebody. And judge points are wholly useless in the beginning because there's only two things you can do them. One is you can do combos, which is an ability you have to learn through a pretty rare item, and Marsh is the only character that starts with this ability. All your other characters are gonna have to learn this ability on their own, which is combo. And then the other thing you can do is a Totema summon, which again won't happen for the first probably maybe 6 or 7 story missions. But anyways, we can see the battle's wrapping up here. It's not much to really see here. It's just kind of Mont Blanc will wipe out most of them. Honestly, I haven't tested this before, but I'm pretty sure if you have Marsh do nothing, Mont Blanc will wipe out the enemy by himself. But anyway, you survived your first encounter with hostile enemies, and you get a nice little victory theme. Now this part I think is kind of stupid. He uses a potion, which is an item, and he gets sent to jail for it, right? The judge sends him to jail, but he's not in the engagement anymore, and that's what I don't understand. Yeah, he gets a red card here. But he's not in the engagement, so I don't understand why it still counts. I guess the engagements, or the rules are all-encompassing, but I had always assumed it was only during engagements because it's the only time you ever see the judges. Anyway, that's just me ranting about that little cutscene there. They tell you to go to the prison, but there's really nothing for you to do there. You go there, and then they say, it looks like you don't know anybody here. So it's, I don't know if it's just bad translation or what have you. But anyway, you have a little... You meet a new friend here who's really essential to your survival, because obviously you're not doing too well on your own. One thing I never really noticed in this game, because a lot of times I would play with the sound off, or just, for whatever reason, wasn't playing with the sound on, but I actually do really like the, I really like the soundtrack in this game. Like this little theme here, it's just kind of, it's just a little dinky theme, it's just going on in the background, but it seems very fitting of this scene, I guess. But, okay, you're now in the town of Cyril in the land of Ivalice. And that's confusing to you, because you're from the town of Ivalice. And I don't know if that ever had any real relevance. I don't know if the whole town of Ivalice became the land of Ivalice. It's hard to say. I've never really figured it out myself. But, this This very long opening cutscene slash tutorial slash more cutscene slash more tutorial is coming to a close pretty soon here. After this cutscene, I believe, will be done. But you're trying to explain your situation here to Mont Blanc, and you realize that you've pretty much been teleported into a Final Fantasy game. There's mass confusion around, and you just kind of decide he's gonna stick around with you just because you're interesting. But like I said earlier, it's definitely a good thing because you could not survive on your own right now. Guess he's just a nice guy. You don't get to rename Mont Blanc here, and I'm not quite sure why. I guess when I think about it, you only get to name 2 things in the whole game, so it's not very odd. I like the thought of being able to name everything. Now this is the pub here. He's talking about clans here. In this game, you don't control a single character, and like in some games, you control what some games I guess would call a party, but they call it a clan. Throughout the game, you're going to collect different members, different races that will want to join your clan, and you'll train, your top, typically 6, because they're not going to let more than 6 into an engagement. Best 6 or so fighters with different jobs, and I'll explain that later, but with different abilities, and try to balance your team as well as you can between races and abilities and all of that to handle any situation pretty well. And it's just interesting to me to be able to control that many units at once and keep it all moving pretty well. I don't know. I think I'm starting to rant a little bit here, but here they're talking about naming the clan, and this clan has just started. I think when you begin, you are only the 6th member, which is very small. And here is the second thing they let you name. They let you name the clan to commemorate you joining. And I think it's a little odd. I just met you on the street. Here, not only come to our clan, come join our clan and name it. And there was no way in hell I was naming it Clan Nutsy. After much deliberation, I decided to name it Clan Tantalus, after the group of thieves in Final Fantasy IX. More so just as a shout out to one of my buddies who loves Final Fantasy IX. That, and it was the first thing that came to my mind when I started playing, and I didn't want to have to take forever to make up my mind. But I mean, the clan name rarely ever gets brought up. I mean, every now and again, they'll say, Clan Tantalus, we challenge you, but it's really not a big deal. Anyway, alright, here's the world map. The world map is 100% custom. You can, whenever you discover, you can't see me, but I'm doing air quotes right now, whenever you discover a new location, you actually get to place the location somewhere on the map. And I'm going to be placing these in semi-strategic order, because when you place certain symbols next to each other on the map, they'll reveal something special. Now, I tried to in-game save here, and I realized that I can't, so I'll be using save states for this Let's Play, and I'll be cutting this video off right now because it's running quite long, and I will see you next time, I guess. Alright.